Hello students, how are you? This is class 6, subject mathematics, chapter 7, fractions. This is lecture number 1 of this chapter and we will complete these chapters in 7 lectures. Now, subtopics of this lecture is definition of a fraction, how to make a fraction, denominator and numerator. See, we will start this chapter with first of all definition of a fraction. What is a fraction? A fraction is a number which represents a part of a whole. The whole may be single object or a group of objects. Means from the total parts, the parts which we are taken out, that is called a fraction. Okay? See some examples. The numbers such as 1 upon 2, 3 upon 4 and 5 upon 12. They are all fractions. Okay. Now here 5 upon 12 is a fraction. What does 12 stands for? It is the number of equal parts into which the whole number has been divided. Okay, means that we are dividing a whole into 12 equal parts. Okay, and what does 5 stands for? 5 is that number of equal parts which has been taken out. Means out of 12 equal parts we are taken out 5. So 5 upon 12 is a fraction and it will be read as 5/12 of the whole. Now see denominator and numerator of a fraction. Every fraction has a denominator and a numerator. Such as 1 upon 2, 2 upon 5, 5 upon 12. They all are fractions. Okay, and the number below the division line is called the denominator. Now see in the above examples 2, 5 and 12. They are below the division line. So they all are denominator, which tells us in how many equal parts a whole is divided. And the number above the division line is called the numerator. In the same examples 1, 2 and 5, these are the numerator, which tells us how many parts are taken. So in 1 upon 2, total parts are 2 and we are taken out 1 part. In 2 upon 5, 5 is the total number of parts and we are taken out 2. In 5 upon 12, 12 are the total parts and we have taken out 5. See some examples now. In the fraction 2 upon 5, 5 is a denominator and 2 is a numerator. In the second, 5 upon 12, 12 is a denominator and 5 is a numerator. Hope you have understood now what is denominator and what is numerator. Now see some questions. Write 3 divided by 7 as fraction. The number which we divide, we will write down that number in numerator. So 3 we are dividing, we will write down 3 in a numerator. And the number by which we will divide, we will write down in denominator. That is 7 here. So it is 3 upon 7. Second is, write the following fraction in words. 2 upon 7. 2 upon 7 will be written in words as 2/7. 3 upon 10 as 3/10 and 15 upon 28 as 15/28. So in this way we can write down every fraction in words. Now see the next question. What fraction of an hour is 45 minutes? What does this question means? That from the total 1 hour, what is the fraction of 45 minutes? Means total we have 1 hour. First of all, we will convert 1 hour into minutes. 1 hour equal to 60 minutes because unit must be same. Okay. So out of now 60 minutes, we have taken out 45 minutes. And we know very well that in the fraction, total parts will come in the denominator and the number that are taken out will come in the numerator. So in this question, total parts are 60 minutes and how many minutes we have taken out? 45. So our required fraction is 45 upon 60. Now we will not leave it as it is. We will reduce it in simplest form by dividing both numerator and denominator by 15. Because 15 threes are 45 and 15 fours are 60. So our fraction in simplest form is 3 upon 4. Next question is, write the natural numbers from 2 to 12. What fraction of them are prime numbers? Natural numbers from 2 to 12 are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are all natural numbers. Counting numbers are called natural numbers. And from 2 to 12 it is asked in the question. So we have written from 2 to 12. Now count them. How many they are in numbers? They are 11 in numbers. Now we have to find out the fraction of prime numbers in natural numbers. So we have to find out now how many of them are prime numbers from 2 to 12. So prime numbers are those numbers which are divisible by 1 and the number itself. Okay, or in other words we can say which have exactly two factors, 1 and the number itself. So prime numbers from 2 to 12 are 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. All these numbers are either divisible by 1 or the number itself. Now count them. How many they are in number? They are 5 in number. So our required fraction is total number of natural numbers in the denominator, that is 11, and the number of prime numbers in the numerator, that is 5. So required fraction is 5 upon 11. Hope you have understood this much about the fraction. On the basis of above explanation, you will do exercise 7.1 of your NCERT book. Now let us discuss homework solution of chapter 2, exercise 2.3, which I have given you in lecture 4 of chapter 2. Question number 1 is, which of the following will not represent 0? 4 options are with us. 1 plus 0, 0 multiplied by 0, 0 upon 2, 10 minus 10 upon 2. Now see, 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. And the C part is 0 upon 2 is, that is also 0. And 10 minus 10 is 0. And 0 upon 2 is, that is also equal to 0. So which of the following will not represent 0? This is the A part is the correct answer. That is 1 plus 0. Second question is, if the product of two whole numbers is 0, can we say that one or both of them will be 0? Justify through example. What is there in this question? That if the product of two whole numbers is 0, suppose we are multiplying two whole numbers and the result answer that we are getting is 0. So is it necessary that one or both of them will be 0? Okay, now see. Yes, if we multiply any number with 0, the result product will be 0. Okay, example, 2 multiplied by 0 is 0 and 0 multiplied by 5 is also equal to 0. Means if we are multiplying two numbers by 0, we are multiplying two whole numbers and the one number is 0, then our result is 0. Now let us check with both the numbers. If both the numbers are 0, then also the result will be 0 because 0 multiplied by 0 is also 0. Question 3. If the product of two whole numbers is 1, can we say that one of them will be 1? Justify through example. Now we are multiplying two whole numbers and we want our product as a 1. You have to tell whether both numbers will be 1 or any one of them will be 1 will solve the question. If only one number is 1, then the product cannot be 1. See, 5 multiplied by 1 is 5 and 1 multiplied by 6 is 6. When the one number is 1, we are not getting our product 1. But if both the numbers are 1, then the product is always 1. Example, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Understood? Thank you. Now see our fourth question. Find using distributive property. Distributive property of multiplication over addition and subtraction. This you have done in the previous lecture also. Okay, and in this also it is there. See the A part. 728 multiplied by 101. How we write down 101? We can write down 101 as 100 plus 1. So it is 728 will be outside the bracket and 101 we will write down 100 plus 1 inside the bracket. Okay. Now second step is, first of all we will multiply 728 by 100 and then we multiply 728 by 1 and we will add both the product. So it is 728 multiplied by 100 is 72,800. 728 multiplied by 1 is 728. Find the sum of both. It is 73,528. Now see its last part. 4,275 multiplied by 125. Now see, if we write down 125 as 100 plus 25, it will not make our calculation easy. Okay, so how we will write down 125? We will write it as 100 plus 20 plus 5. This is only the expanded form of 125. So now we will write down 4,275 outside the bracket, 100 plus 20 plus 5 inside the bracket. Now 4,275 will be multiplied by 100 first, then we multiply it by 20, then we multiply it by 5, and between every pair there is plus sign because we are doing addition here. This is the distributive property of addition, and then we find out the sum of all the three and we get the answer.